Hi everyone, this is Maria Rossetti. I'm a midwife. I'm the director of the postgraduate school for midwifery art set in Florence, and I'm also the director of our editorial board and our trimestral journal, Archimetra. Here it is, soon to be released in the English digital version. And I'm glad to be in Israel very soon, in May, by the end of May. I'll be back in Israel to teach 2 workshops. Issues I'm very fond of, having been a midwife for 20 years now, are everything around the pelvic floor interactions with environment, with the neurovegetative system, and how to prevent tear and lacerations during birth, and how to take care of tears and lacerations after birth. And we will also see, as care providers, everything we know from literature now that helps, doesn't help, might help to prevent tearing during childbirth in our assistance. And I also like to bring the knowledge that the most effective tools we can use as care providers are tools that dialogue directly with the neurovegetative system of the person giving birth. So we will be increasing, I hope, our knowledge around physiology and anatomy and the connections in between stressors and environment, and what to do when we have more stress during birth, because maybe it's a medicated birth with an induction of labor prior to that birth, and some other issues, or an epidural or a drip of oxytocin running, so we can be aware of how much these interventions might affect the pelvic floor response to the physiological process, and what can we do to help. And so we will be diving into physiology and anatomy, and we will be exploring all the levels of the pelvic floor, of the muscles of the pelvic floor, and we will be talking about distress and how the co-activation as a neurovegetative effect of stress, the co-activation of the levator ani might affect birth, and what can we do as care providers to ease birth without violent or dramatic intervention. In this view around pelvic floor, every muscular level of the pelvic floor has its own sound. And this is quite seems magical to say, but for real, we have a connection in between our pelvic floor and our diaphragm and our voice and palate and mouth. And the sound we make when we are giving birth might be the result of the interaction in between the fetal adaptation and the pelvic floor. We will also be talking about what Kirsty Nuvnas-Moberg brings us as a knowledge around endogenous oxytocin and synthetic oxytocin, how they deal with the neurovegetative balance of the mother, how they deal with the neurological balance of the baby in the uterus and of the baby in the pelvic floor. And we will be connecting dots. I really hope to see you soon.